Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about Colourpop's new Love Struck palettes. I was so excited when I saw this release being launched. I love Colourpop palettes and I wanted to get all 5 of them. They're all colors that I would wear. They're all very different from each other. They're $10 each. And when I first saw a picture of these palettes, they look just like the Natasha Denona 5-pan palettes. This is one I have in the shade Peak from BoxyCharm, and this one is the Colourpop one in Crush. Like, they're super similar. I love the Colourpop formula. It's one of my favorite formulas. And sometimes their eyeshadow palettes are hit and miss to me just from the color selection. The formula is always really consistent, but sometimes in the eyeshadow palettes, there's like only 3 out of 9 shades that I wear. But honestly, with all these palettes, they did such a great job of the color stories. And then you can get all 5 palettes for $42, which is exactly what I did. So that means you get 25 shades for $42 if you were to get all of them. And that's basically the price of a full-size palette. But you have the transition shades and the shimmers to make very cohesive looks. Because a lot of times in full-size palettes, you might have like a random blue, but then everything else is brown. So that's what I really love about these and getting all 5 palettes. So I am gonna do a tutorial and show you guys how I use all 5 palettes, but let's go ahead and get into some swatches and a little bit about each palette. I'm gonna start off with the one I'm wearing today. This one is Lyric. This is one of my favorites of the palette, and I'll insert some swatches of everything, but basically this is your standard golden and brown eyeshadow palette. Some of the transition shades are a little bit more neutral, not too warm. And then you have that gold glitter, which is on my lid today. But this is definitely one of my favorites. Just like the shimmers in here are super, super pigmented. You get a really bold pigmented look. Next up, this was one that I was interested in, but I didn't think I would love as much as I do. And this one is in Ballad. This is the Cool Tone palette, and I do love cool tones, but they can get a little muddy looking if you're not used to working with gray tones, but these are super easy to blend out and layer together. These 3 matte shades work beautifully together, and that's what I really love about these palettes, how cohesive they are and easy to layer together. We have this kind of taupey shade in the center and then the other shimmer shade, so you have a little variety of if you want like a really smoky eye, or if you just want like a cool tone crease and then a really bold lid. And then the next one that's my favorite is this one in Crush. This is gonna be your warm tone palette where you're gonna get more orangey shades, orange transition shades, and more of like copper lid colors. I love this palette so much. I do my eyeshadow like this all the time, especially because it has like another one of those shades where it's matte with that really fine glitter, which I love for the outer corner. And then this shade Arrow, so pigmented. It's one of those like really foiled, wet looking shadows. You have a really good variety in here too. This is definitely another one of the palettes where it's more wearable everyday colors, but in very dramatic ways with like the pigmentation and the color payoff to really get a bold look, even if you're just doing kind of like coppery brown shade. So I'm kind of going in the order of my favorites here, and the next 2 are a little bit more colorful. I love neutral tones, so that's the only reason I like them and see myself wearing them a little bit less, but the quality of everything is great. It's just the colors I prefer. This one is in the shade Cherish. This is gonna be like your rose and kind of cranberry shades. Basically really similar to like the Naked Cherry palette. Again, you have like a deeper shimmer shade and a lighter shimmer shade, which both look beautiful on the lid, and then some mattes and another glittery matte shade in here too. So there's just a few swatches. And then lastly, we have Amor, and this one is gonna be your purple tones, and we have another glitter in here, and this is a chunkier glitter compared to the first one that I showed you guys. This one's actually like a really beautiful, fun shade. It really reminds me of like the Stila liquid eyeshadow glitter. And then you have the rest of your mattes and your shimmers. I really like this purpley tone in there too. So yeah, you can definitely mix and match these palettes together. Think of them as like one big palette just broken up into little pieces, or just get them each on their own, which is really great because if you just get one, you can do a couple different kinds of looks with each one, and then you get even more bang for your buck if you get all of them, because you can definitely mix and match and layer different shades together, which I will definitely be doing. So I absolutely love just the idea of these palettes. I like the look of this a lot better than other Colourpop palettes. I feel like this looks like Natasha Denona, like it looks really high end. So I'm gonna move right into the tutorials, 5 tutorials with all 5 palettes so you guys can get a better look of each palette and see which one you might like. Alright, so those are all 5 looks. Let me know which one you like the best. Let me know which palette you like the best. Let me know if you've purchased any of these palettes already. I definitely think if you're not into certain colors and you maybe want to get into them a little bit more, this is a great opportunity to try out just an affordable palette that has a really great formula. Like personally, I don't wear like these reddish and purpley tones too much, so I'm not going to buy like a $50 palette that's this themed, or even like a $20 palette that's like similar to these shades. But if I have a palette where I have like my go-to purple eye look and I could just grab it whenever I need it and not feel bad that I don't use it all the time because it's not like a full, more expensive palette, this is like a great chance to add a little bit more color. And I also hope that they come out with like extensions of these types of palettes. Like I would love to get one that's all green, one that's all blue, because I would definitely wear those a lot too. But that's gonna be everything for this video. I'll link all the palettes below. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.